The Ballad of Goldsmiths, University of London, a tragedy in 50 acts. Oh, gather round, my fellow disillusioned souls, and let me weave you a tale so wretched, so absurd, it could only be born from the hallowed halls of Goldsmiths, University of London. A place where dreams go to die, where bureaucracy reigns supreme, and where the only thing more inflated than the egos of the administration is the tuition fees they charge for nothing. Let us begin with enrollment. Oh, what a farce. Picture this, you a hopeful student, dragging your suitcase across London, heart aflutter with visions of intellectual grandeur. You arrive only to be greeted by a glitch in their system. Broken printers, queues leading to nowhere, staff shrugging like confused pigeons. You submit your qualifications only to be told, oops, try again next week, and the next, and the next. This, dear friends, is not a university, it is a circus, and you are the unwilling clown. But wait, let us speak of the teaching, or rather the lack thereof. My poor, sweet partner attends this cursed institution, and let me tell you, the lecturers are always on strike. 5 strikes this academic year alone, some last 2 weeks, some a month. Imagine paying £9,000 a year to sit in your damp student flat, watching pre-recorded lectures from 2018, while the university pockets your money and laughs. This is higher education, this is theft. And oh, the facilities, the library, a shoebox, the cafe, a sardine tin with overpriced coffee, the design studios, so cramped you'd think they were training you for life in a coffin. Machines are always booked, classes are figure-it-out-yourself sessions, and the professors, too busy with their own research to bother teaching. You wanted an education, too bad. Here's a YouTube link and a pat on the back. But the real crime, the grades. Oh ho ho, let me tell you about the grades. You a diligent student pouring your soul into essays, while the rich kid next to Yahoo can barely string together a sentence in English, gets an A because someone else did their homework. And the university, they let it happen, because money talks and integrity, that's just a word they use in brochures. And then their careers supporter, a joke, you graduate clutching your degree like a life raft, only to be thrown into the ocean with no map. No guidance, no connections, just a good luck, and a bill for your student debt. The real world doesn't care about your theoretical knowledge, and Goldsmiths, they don't care either. And let us not forget the accommodation, moldy, damp, overpriced hovels that would make a Victorian workhouse look luxurious. You pay extortionate rent for the privilege of coughing up black spores, while the university shrugs and says, well, London is expensive. Yes, and so is basic human decency, but apparently that's too much to ask. And the administration, a labyrinth of incompetence. Emails go unanswered, complaints vanish into the void, and if you dare ask for help, you're met with blank stares and sorry, the system's down. 3 years after graduating, some still haven't received their degree certificates. 3 years, what are they doing over there? Hand carving each one from solid gold. So here we are, my friends. Goldsmiths, University of London, a place where potential goes to rot, where promises are broken, and where the only thing you'll excel at is regret.
The state of business is near Goldsmiths, University of London. If you're expecting a charming, well-run slice of London around Goldsmiths, University of London, lower those expectations. The business is here, a masterclass in disappointment. Overpriced, understaffed, and often outright hostile. Whether you're grabbing coffee, eating out, or just trying to shop, prepare for a symphony of bad decisions dressed up as commerce. Let's start with shopping centers. Westfield Stratford City, the retail cathedral of chaos, is a monument to poor planning. The car parks, a labyrinth of misery where escape takes longer than a bad lecture. Drivers report being trapped for hours, with attendants shrugging like they're watching a tragic play unfold rather than working there. The toilets, a dystopian scramble, out of order, overcrowded, or locked entirely, turning basic human needs into a competitive sport. And the urban park on the roof, less park, more concrete purgatory with confiscated snacks and security guards who treat you like a suspect. This is shopping as endurance training. Then there's eating out. Bon Bon, the Vietnamese spot that makes instant noodles feel gourmet. Reviews describe food so underwhelming, it's like they forgot the actual ingredients. The papaya salad allegedly contained no papaya, just existential dread. Service cold enough to preserve the food without a fridge. Staff ignore you until you beg for the bill, then act like you've interrupted their therapy session. Hygiene rating, a staggering 1.5. They store their bins on the pavement because nothing says authentic dining experience like garbage obstacle courses. Pubs, the fat walrus is a cautionary tale. The portions are so small, you'll leave hungrier than you arrived, and the prices suggest the chef is cooking with gold leaf. Spoiler, they're not. One vegetarian was served meat, then blamed for their own betrayal. The manager's solution, "What do you want us to do about it?" A phrase that belongs in a villain's handbook. The drinks are overpriced, the staff indifferent, and the real ale nowhere to be found. It's a pub that forgot it's a pub. Nightlife, venue MOT Unit 18 is less party, more human rights violation. The heat inside could melt steel. Patrons describe it as a sauna with music, where the only ventilation is the collective suffering of the crowd. Security treats guests like fugitives, dragging people out without explanation, losing IDs with zero accountability, and generally making you wonder if you accidentally wandered into a prison riot. The toilet's filthy enough to make a gas station blush. Even cafes aren't safe. Good as Gold serves coffee that tastes like mud in a cup, direct quote, and the staff enforce laptop bans after you've ordered. One couple waited 20 minutes without menus while white patrons who arrived later were served immediately, a mystery nobody wants to solve. Baby changing facilities, non-existent, because who needs hygiene when you have aesthetic? And accommodations, G84 is a masterclass in scams. A 100-200 pounds deposit demanded after booking, refunds that vanish into the void, and rooms so poorly maintained you'll question if housekeeping is a myth. One guest found their door unlocked, another had a stranger walk in. Apparently door codes are more of a suggestion. So what's the verdict? Businesses near Goldsmiths operate on a unique principle: maximum effort for minimum return. Whether it's apathy, incompetence, or outright exploitation, the pattern is clear. Tourists and students, beware. Your wallet and patience will thank you for skipping most of these places. If you must venture here, bring cash, some refuse cards, packed snacks. Food courts are a gamble, and maybe a lawyer deposits are fiction. Or just study harder and leave faster. Your call.
Okay, so I was looking into things happening around Goldsmiths, where my cousin wants to study. And honestly, it's kinda depressing. It's not violent mostly, but it's just people taking advantage. Businesses around here, a lot of the smaller shops, they seem to get stuff really cheap. And it's not because they're good at bargaining. It's because a lot of it's stolen. Seriously. There were these raids. The police went into dozens of shops near New Cross, which isn't far from Goldsmiths, and found stuff that was nicked from supermarkets. Food, everyday things. It's ridiculous, right? How can someone steal food? They basically found out shoplifters were feeding these stores with stolen goods, and then they'd sell it on to people, tourists probably, who had no idea. Probably thinking they were getting a bargain. Someone planning a 2-week trip, thinking they'll save a few pounds, they could be unknowingly buying stolen biscuits. I bet the tourists, when they found out, were so mad. Probably left bad reviews online, or maybe even reported it, but honestly, what can you do? The shop owners probably got fined maybe, but the shoplifters, they're probably already moving on to the next supermarket. And it's getting worse, apparently. New laws now making it easier to punish even small thefts, which is good, I guess. But still, it's just sad. It's like people are struggling anyway, and then you have people making it harder for everyone. Then a lot of shops near Goldsmiths, I heard, they just appear. Pop up really quickly, sell stuff at crazy low prices, and then disappear just as fast. They aren't necessarily selling stolen stuff, not always, but they often selling things that are not quite right. Like fake branded goods, or things that are damaged but they don't tell you. It feels like you being watched, Like they waiting for you to not notice something's wrong. I imagine anyone who bought a fake designer bag, they're